The IGL Global Conference brings together a global community of policymakers, researchers and foundations. We bring them together to discuss, debate the future of innovation, entrepreneurship and growth and how we can better support it.
At IGL 2018, we are bringing together 170 policymakers, practitioners and researchers from 23 countries around the world to discuss the latest trends in innovation, entrepreneurship and business growth.
We've heard a mind-blowing range of talks and provocations today, but all based around the three themes of the future of innovation policy, of supporting entrepreneurs and of how we drive growth. IGL Global tackles three big questions: how to support innovation in the economy.
Now we're beginning to see interest in many new tools of use of data and accelerators, of experiment, anticipatory regulation. All these new terms are being used and are a sign of a field becoming much more perhaps dynamic, much more self-aware.
How to support entrepreneurs to grow, scale and realise their potential.
So it's very important to help not just the best but also the rest, because something like 60–70% of people actually work for those slightly less productive firms, and if we want to raise people's incomes and their standards of living, it's really the people working for these slightly less productive businesses that we also need to be supporting.
So I think the biggest trend in the next 10 years for entrepreneurship is that we now have incredible access to data and technology.
And how can we make the best use of policy experimentation to maximise the impact of our policies and programmes?
So the value of experimentation in governments is actually very important and huge. And the only way we can actually find this out is by running randomized controlled trials. If we can actually have a treatment arm and a control arm and compare effectiveness. My view is that, in fact, both the positive result that it works, the negative result that it actually does harm, but also the null result that it has no effect are actually important things for governments to find out. And the null result is important because if it's not working, then let's stop doing that and let's invent something new.
I think the most important goal of both research and policy is to try to identify programs and strategies that are effective and which can be replicated and again be shown effective. In other words, to grow the body of programs and strategies that produce meaningful effects and can be scaled up to improve people's lives. When a lot of programs, practices, strategies are rigorously evaluated, some are found to work, but most are not. And so if you do things the old-fashioned way, you just spend money without evaluating, you're going to be funding a lot of things that are not going to be efficacious. You really need experimentation. It's essential in order to identify the subset of strategies that do work so that then they can be scaled up and improve people's lives on a much larger scale.
I think what's unique about the IGL Global Conference is the community it brings together. Experts in innovation and growth policy from around the world. So many different perspectives, ideas, and creative contributions to improving the way we support innovation and growth. It's the conversations that happen in the coffee breaks and the sidelines that are just as valuable as the fascinating talks we have on the podium.
You bring an amazingly talented bunch of people together somewhere like this. Almost every conversation is a learning experience.
We are looking forward to seeing you next year to continue the discussion at IGL 2019 in Berlin.